If you have a problem with your landlord, you may have thought about breaking your lease. But Texas law isn't very friendly towards renters, and many people discover that fact when it's too late. It seemed like the perfect place for Lisa Hardy. The complex is new, it's close to downtown, and the leasing agent loves it.
She said that she lived on property and that it was extremely quiet.
Hardy even asked about the railroad tracks next to the complex.
Do they blow the horn when they come through? And she told me no. The night that I moved in, I discovered that's not the case.
Hardy also discovered a few more disturbing details. Management would lock up the pool without notice, and some machines in the fitness room, as well as the gates and elevators, often don't work. On the surface, this property seems to be well secured. Just look at the sign. This property is supposed to be monitored, and you need a card key supposedly to even get through this door to the elevators. But I can even get in without a card key.
I do not want to live here. I do not want to live here with my 5-year-old daughter. I do not feel safe.
Hardy also discovered one more thing the leasing office did not tell her.
I was not aware that when I leased the property, it's low-income housing.
I tried to ask the property manager about these claims. She said she was busy.
This is not a good time for me, and I'd like for you to come back in about an hour if that's okay. I'll give you all the time in the world.
Now it's an hour after that conversation. We're back, but the apartment office is closed and the manager isn't here. We waited an hour longer and the office was still closed. We were later contacted by a lawyer representing the property. His response to Hardy's complaint states, quote, "While on-site property management are investigating her complaints, their initial determination is that most, if not all of her allegations are unfounded. With respect to this resident's contention that she should have been informed of the economic status of residents of its community, current state and federal privacy laws would prevent my client's management team from responding to any such inquiries." The complex also says it is open to input from all residents.
No one will return my phone calls.
South Texas College of Law professor Mark Steiner says in Texas, renters have very few rights.
If you're going to characterize Texas as either being pro-renter or pro-landlord, you'd probably say it was pro-landlord.
Steiner says landlords are not obligated under the law to follow through with a verbal promise. They're only required to do what's stated on the contract.
Does the lease agreement address security and what their obligations are? Probably not.
While you can sue landlords for violating the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act, the lawsuit does not allow you to break your lease. If you do, it could affect your credit. So before you sign a lease, make sure you do your homework. Check with the Better Business Bureau for any complaints. Talk to the tenants and visit the property at different times of day.
Make sure you ask to see the unit you're going to be renting. Don't just see a model. Look at the one that you're going to be renting.
Make sure you read all the fine print. If you don't, you may have to pay for bad management. For a link to more information on renters' rights, log on to CW39.com and click on to Lee on the Lookout. I'm Elizabeth Lee, and I'm on the lookout for you.